Fingers crossed today, my neighbor's screaming on the phone, making it impossible to film. We'll see. Hi there, this is the 2019 forecast for the sign of Aries for the year ahead. I particularly recommend watching these from the point of view of your rising sign, so this would be for Aries Risings. So this whole year, Jupiter will be in your 9th house in Sagittarius, or the whole year up until December, so most of the year. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion, optimism, development, growth. It gives opportunities and abundance if you choose to tap into that and take those opportunities when they come. And it's in your 9th house, which relates to long distance travel, higher educational plans, spirituality, religion, aspirations outside of ourselves that we reach for. And this means that there might be a growth of opportunity relating to really high-ranging plans you have for yourself. Like if you've been wanting to pursue a degree, if you've been wanting to take international travel plans, this is a year when those opportunities could present themselves, or when you yourself have the motivation to take action towards pursuing those goals. Jupiter in your 9th house throughout the year will also be squaring Neptune in your 12th house. And when these two planets are in conversation like this, there's the opportunity for your developments in your education, foreign travel plans, to remove boundaries that you had subconsciously regarding your mental health or in your psyche. But there's also the risk here where you're so focused on these far-reaching goals that you make enemies somehow, or you develop unwanted trouble behind the scenes because you're so rooted in going far ahead and going exploring and looking at new ideas that you lose track of reality. That's a pretty literal manifestation relating to the fact that enemies were traditionally associated with the 12th house, so that might not literally happen, but it's just a really archetypal symbolism of what could happen if you're not mindful of the way that your goals are affecting your present reality right now. So just something to keep in mind, because it's a really beautiful energy you can harness if you're mindful of it, and that'll be present throughout this entire year. Also this whole year, Saturn and Pluto will be co-present together in your 10th house in Capricorn. And these two planets together are asking you to get really serious and really grounded in how you need to transform with respect to your career. And they could be bringing what seems like obstacles, but they're really turning points and areas where you can grow into more mature authenticity. Uranus this past year in 2018 moved into Taurus in your 2nd house, and then it retrograded back into Aries. But this spring it'll be firmly moving forward into Taurus in your 2nd house. And Uranus brings unexpected change and revelation and revolution and spontaneity in general, and it's in a house relating to your finances and your material possessions and livelihood, like tangible assets and things like that. This is a 7-year transit, so it'll be there until 2025, but you've already felt this kind of starting in a sense of your money world changing, not necessarily in a good or a bad way, but just changing your relationship with money and possessions overall, and that'll firmly set in stone this year to continue throughout the next 6. This year, 2019, as well, the eclipses will be in your 10th and 4th houses. And this means that your areas of life that are being illuminated with a particular focus is the axis related to your outward career and public image versus your inward home life, whether that's at your physical home or just your idea of soft internal safety. So throughout this year, those two themes will be highlighted for you to negotiate and play with. There will be 3 Mercury retrogrades coming up for you this year, and the first will be March 5th through 28th when Mercury is retrograde in your 12th house in Pisces. And so March can be a particularly fuzzy month for you this year, just because Pisces is the sign of Mercury's exile. Mercury rules Virgo, the sign opposite to Pisces, so its functioning is really taken for a turn. And it's in your 12th house, which is also a very hidden, subconscious, buried part of your sky. So just know that in March, be fluid and flexible with your plans, and I would say don't have any big contracts to sign or anything like that. The next one is July 7th, so the month of July, Mercury is retrograde in your 5th house in Leo, so communication with respect to your 5th house could be a bit muddy. 5th house has to do with children, fun, enjoyment, gambling, romance, so anything regarding those things that you're going to have to make really major plans about, maybe July is not the month for that. Finally, that Mercury will be retrograde in your 8th house in Scorpio starting October 31st into November. This can bring some misunderstandings relating to other people's money. In November, just know that your joint assets or taxes or things like that might be a bit delayed or blocked or not coming to fruition as you planned. Overall, this is a really great year for you to consider your long-reaching goals and how they relate to your career and how those two things can merge and become more authentic and useful to you. So I hope this was helpful. I do private consultations at the link below. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you soon.